Hello friends, I'm back once again. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I wanted to show more of my process in my sketchbook, so another sketchbook series. But yeah, so I wanted to show how I got to the idea of what I'm gonna be doing. I drew some of these lovely ladies and then some bits to like fill in some space, and then I moved on to the next spread, which again I drew some Pokemon because love them, and then I drew this elf lady, and she just like looked really cool, so I thought I would design a character of her. I had never really done like a character design or like a original character or anything like that, so yeah, I drew her here using alcohol markers. This is what I'm using here, pencils and alcohol markers. This pose is looking a little bit flat, she's like not much emotion, but this one, however, I really loved how this one came out, so I did this exact same process as with this one. I did use rainbow pencil, which I decided I don't really want to use for this specific thing, so I did just use a regular mechanical pencil like in the previous ones, and then I went in with alcohol markers and filled it in, and then at the end it was looking a little bit flat, kind of like this one, because I feel like if I did the same with this as I did with that one, if I added a brush pen, a black brush pen for the outlines, if I had done that on this, I reckon it would look, you know, better than it does. But I thought it's like you can see the progression, so I left it as it is. But during this one, I was trying to figure out what colors and what kind of style I want to give her, like try and figure out more of the clothing, and because on here it's just the face, right? So I just wanted to see what I can do, and I love how she came out. I'm kind of creating like a type of original character, I guess. So I drew this, and then I moved on to drawing the full figure. I used a reference from Pinterest, and I made the kind of like an axe thing, I guess. So I made it even big, like I made it bigger than in the picture. In the picture it was quite small, but because I was thinking of her as like a warrior princess, and I hadn't made her look more princessy, I guess, and like more of a warrior, so I thought, okay, in this I'm gonna give her a weapon. I might switch it up because I want to draw her again and make it more what I picture her as, a princess, warrior, icy elf, mage, I don't know, something like that, super fantasy, and I love the idea. I had a couple of random like spots in the book as well, and I thought I can't just leave it blank just with the two figures, so I thought, okay, I want to draw like a flower, super like flowy flowers to like just fill in the gaps to make the sketch page a little bit more interesting. I also had like a little bit of a guide here so I don't forget, so that was like for the flowers, what I was thinking about, some blues, give some gold like increments in there, and then like maybe have a couple blood splats on the flowers to show kind of like a, I don't know, like a battle scene or something like that, like fighting off the bad guys then, or maybe she's the bad guy, maybe she's the villain, vampire princess, I don't know, but I'm gonna keep going with it and see where I get to, and yeah, it's a load of fun and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so the first thing I always do after sketching my initial sketch is I lightly rub it out with a kneaded eraser. So for the line work, I usually use this Pentel brush pen. It's super nice because the end of it is super thin and you get to create some nice thin lines. So that's how I usually create my line work. Sometimes I do use a gel pen, like a fine tip gel pen, or like a line line pen, but yeah, that's my whole process for these pages. I go in using a reference to make the pose. Obviously all the outfits are the same, nothing else changed. I then just keep going with it. Do the sketch with the pencil, just your bog standard mechanical pencil, and then lightly rubbing it out, and then I just go in with the brush pen for the line work, and I think it works the best. And then after that, my process will be just using the alcohol markers. I didn't have a lot of color variations when I started these drawings of my OC. I'm not sure if I already mentioned, but I was doing all of this on my Twitch stream, and doing it on there, we came up with a name. Her name is Bellatrixe. I think that's quite a nice name, and like, I don't know, I think it suits her. So yeah, that's how I would do this sketch, sketching in colours. I just went in with the alcohol markers. There's a couple different sets, and then just try to use what colours I had at the time. But I love how the icy hair looks. I think it really stands out, and yeah, I think for my first original character, I think I did pretty well. Not to toot my own horn, of course, but I like it. I really enjoyed this sketchbook spread. I am, at the time of me doing this voiceover, I am almost finished my sketchbook, and this sketchbook spread is still one of my favorites to look back on. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy watching it. I'll leave it here for now. I might come back a little later, but the process stays the same for the next page as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, enjoy. So for all of the gold and silver accents that I'm going to be adding, I'm using the Poscas. I think I vary between this little like nail dot making tool and the small paintbrush. I think it adds to the page as well. Like, you can't really see it if you're looking at it straight on, like head on. But once you like rotate the page around slightly, when the light hits all of the little glitters in the paint, like, it just looks so nice and shiny. I've been obsessed with using the Poscas in pretty much all of my work, so yeah, I really love it. So this is what the left side of the spread looks like. I really love the outcome. I love how the flowers interact in the page. I think it looks really nice and well put together. I think I did a great job. So yeah, here's on to the next next side. Let's hope it goes as well. So for this page, I'm thinking of drawing her in more like battle poses, as in she's like actively fighting. But because obviously I don't do this type of stuff often or at all, I'm not really sure how to piece it together. So I've been looking at some images of like battle poses or things like that, and yeah, so I'm thinking I've got a couple poses in mind. One pose, I kind of feel like putting it here. Like I can't figure out the layout of what I want this page to look like. So I could do one pose here, and then maybe another one here, right? So like two, and then maybe one where she's standing. One like maybe, oh, maybe I do one where she's in battle, kind of, right? And then another one where she's like standing, so more of a full body piece. And then one more of like a closer up portrait type deal, where you can see more of her face. Maybe I can do it a little bit more detailed than I have. So yeah, decisions. So I chose this reference because I think it's quite a nice like battle pose as well. And it's quite compact, so I can fit it in this little square. I think I went with the right choice. It's like I've done one complete full pose, one like half close up. So I think this fits quite well in the spread too. Okay, so for the second pose on this spread, I chose this one from a website called Unsplash. I love that website, and yeah, I think a little close-up of her and her weapon is quite nice. I think it's a nice like perspective. So yeah, and then all the line work back in again. By this point my hand had already warmed up, even though this is all sped up, like it's already easier. I always advocate for warming your hand up before you go head in to line work as well. And yeah, so this is the process, and then I will be moving on to colouring and then the pose on the right. Okay, after colouring in the left side of this page, I'm heading on to the third pose. I will say I didn't use a reference for this one. I went in a little overconfident, and I actually don't really like how this one came out. Like, you know, I don't think the arm or hand like poses make too much sense, to be honest. Like these days I still struggle with drawing hands. I don't know which artist doesn't, but yeah, I'm not afraid to show my ugly hands either. Like you know, it is what it is, and sometimes it doesn't work as well, but that's what you get when you don't use a reference sometimes. Yeah, the process is the same. I did the sketch with a pencil, lightly erased the top layer of the graphite. I went in with the line work, and then now I'm coloring it all in just like the other ones. I've finished the character and all the poses, so now I've got loads of room around the page, so I want to fill in the background because I feel like it'll make it stand out more, but I want to add like little ornaments around maybe this one especially. I mean, there's a free corner here and there's a couple of corners here as well, so I might do like an arch one over her and then like do more like a round shape in here, like in the corners, just to fill in the gaps and like make it look prettier, I guess. I mean, this one's got like the flowers and stuff, so I might incorporate a couple of the flowers as like a symbol. So yeah, I decided to add like flowery little ornament framing around the two of the drawings, and then I just filled in the rest of the margin, like little frame with a black marker. So this is the finished result. I love these spreads. I think they came out super nice. And yeah, this is the finished result. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and yeah, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you check out my other socials as well, and my Twitch, all under the same name as here. Thank you and bye.